Practical notes for differential pressure meters. Commissioning procedures. Starting up. 1. If the impulse lines of a steam meter have been drained, they must be refilled with condensate before starting up. 2. Check that isolation valve C and D are shut and that equalizing valve G is open. 3. Open root valves A and B. 4. Open C, thus pressurizing both sides of the meter. 5. Shut G while watching the output indicator of the meter for a rise, which would indicate an LP leak. 6. Open D. The equalizing valve G must not be opened whilst A, B, C and D are open, because some condensate will be lost from the lines. Commissioning procedures. Shutting down. 1. Shut D whilst watching the meter for indication of an LP leak. 2. Open G. 3. Shut C. 4. Shut A and B. Normal run-in. A, B, C and D are open, G, E and F are shut. In liquid service, be sure that the flow meter is installed such that it remains full of liquid, because gas/vapor in the flow meter can alter its geometry and adversely affect accuracy. In gas/vapor service, be sure that the flow meter is installed such that the flow meter remains full of gas/vapor, because liquid in the flow meter can alter its geometry and adversely affect accuracy. Installation guidelines are published by various professional organizations, ISA, ANSI, API, ASME, AGA, and by manufacturers of proprietary designs. These guidelines include such recommendations as: when, in addition to measuring the flow, the process temperature or pressure is also to be measured, the pressure transmitter should not be installed in the process pipe, but should be connected to the appropriate lead line of the flow element via a T. Similarly, the thermowell used for temperature measurement should be installed at least 10 diameters downstream of the flow element, to prevent velocity profile distortions. Welds should be ground smooth and gaskets trimmed so that no protrusion can be detected by physical inspection. In order for the velocity profile to fully develop, and the pressure drop to be predictable, straight pipe runs are required both up and downstream of the D/P element. On surfaces where the process fluid can plug the pressure taps or might gel or freeze in the lead lines, chemical seal protectors can be used. When chemical seals are used, it is important that the two connecting capillaries, as they are routed to the D/P cell, experience the same temperature and are kept shielded from sunlight. If the process temperature exceeds the maximum temperature limitation of the D/P cell, either chemical seals have to be used or the lead lines need to be long enough to cool the fluid. If a large temperature drop is required, a coiled section of tubing, pigtail, can be installed in the lead lines to cool the process fluids. The frequency of inspection or replacement of a primary element depends on the erosive and corrosive nature of the process and on the overall accuracy required. If there is no previous experience, the orifice plate can be removed for inspection during the first 3, 6, and 12 months of its operation. Based on visual inspection of the plate, a reasonable maintenance cycle can be extrapolated from the findings. The D/P transmitter should be located as close to the primary element as possible. Lead lines should be as short as possible and of the same diameter. Again, both lead lines should be exposed to the same ambient conditions and be shielded from sunlight. In clean liquid or gas service, the lead lines can be purged through the D/P cell vent or drain connections, and they should be flushed for several minutes to remove all air from the lines. Entrapped air can offset the zero calibration. Be especially careful when flow is two-phase, such as liquid/gas flow and liquid/solid flow, because these flows can adversely affect the accuracy of many flow meters. Be careful because some flow meters can become plugged and stop working in liquid/solid flow streams.